For me, your man, Louie T. Welcome to Monday Night Football Overtime. Steelers, Bengals, AFC North family business. And you know how the family do it, or at least I thought I knew how the family do it. What in the holy hell was that? Steelers. Really? Seriously? That's how you feel? Bravo to the Cincinnati Bengals. you know the thing that I actually sat and thought about. First of all, Bengals get the upset victory. I got to check and see what the line was on this game. 14.5. So still not a bigger upset than the Jets over the Rams yesterday, but damn near close. 2.5 point difference. Didn't see this one coming, just like I didn't see the Jets one coming yesterday. And you know what I sat and thought about when we got to the fourth quarter and Finley ran in that touchdown to make it a 14-point game at 24-10. I said, and they showed the stat. They showed the little stat that said the Bengals hadn't scored 24 or more points against the Steelers in like 24 games or something like that. Or 24 years. I can't remember which one it was. And I started thinking to myself, of all those Cincinnati teams, with all that firepower, and all these Monday night games with these two teams that were wars, battles, and all those playoff games, you know, the Shazier game, and the come from behind game with the A.B hit, and Joey Porter coming on the field, that crazy, ridiculous playoff game. And I thought of all those teams, Carson Palmer, and Andy Dalton, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, Tyler Eifert, all these Bengal players, and they never could beat this team, and they never could score any points. And it took Ryan effing Finley, of all people, with less than 100 yards passing, 89 to be exact, to not only beat the Steelers, but to score 27 in doing so. Now, of course, the Steelers were definitely aid and abettors in this thing. They were accessories to the fact of their own loss here. The 3 turnovers in the first half, you can't do it. I don't care who you're playing against. You turn it over, and you're going to heighten your chances of losing the ball game. That being said, where was this big, bad, vaunted Steelers defense that we've been talking about? And I know, they're missing their linebackers. It's not the same defense, yada, 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 yada. It's Cincinnati, man. Seriously. They stink. All right? It's family business. And this is where you get into that dicey territory. Like, I could actually see this happening more so than the Jets beating the Rams, because those two teams don't know each other. There was no excuse for that yesterday. This, on the other hand, is family business, and at any point, you could get it from a family member. When you least expect it, that's when a family member can jump up and bite you in the ass. So, while I am definitely surprised, and let me offer up a double O. I did not want to do this. I didn't see myself having to do this, but reluctantly, okay, I was wrong. Okay? I was wrong. I'll admit it. The Steelers really got the business. I'll admit it. The Steelers really got the business. I didn't see this coming. I didn't think it was going to be a close game, and I didn't think the Steelers were going to be the ones on the receiving end of an ass whooping tonight. And this isn't the typical ass whooping. They only won by 10. They eked it out late. But this is a Bengals team that had been struggling to score. Hadn't scored double figures since when? I can't even tell you. They scored 9 against Washington. They scored 7 against Dallas. They scored 9 against Miami. I can't, 7, matter of fact, against Miami. When's the last time these boys hit double digits? I can't even tell you. They stink on offense. And the only reason they stink on offense is because they don't have Joe Burrow. They got weapons. They got talent. Everybody knows that. But the quarterback position after Joe went down was absolutely horrid. So, there was no doubt with this Steelers defense. I don't care who's missing. These guys aren't going to score anymore. What did I tell you earlier? No more than 6 points. Maybe 10. Maybe 10. They scored 27 tonight. I don't care how many times you turn it over. Where's this vaunted defense to step up and force these bastards to kick field goals? That's what I wanted to know. And Ben in offense was horrible tonight. Tragic. This is the worst I've seen them look. We could talk about the drops against Buffalo or the drops against Washington or hell, even the drops against Baltimore. You could justify it against Baltimore. That's still a good defense, despite how many pieces they had missing. Washington's defense is one of the better defenses in the league, so you could justify only scoring 17 in that game. Last week against Buffalo, on the road, tough spot. Buffalo's offense, yeah, you can see it. But this week, in Cincinnati, in the jungle, where everybody who's anybody can come into the jungle and get a dub? You struggle? And you can't stop them? I don't understand. I'm lost. Even as this thing got to 17-0. And I'm watching this thing at halftime and I'm thinking to myself, unbelievable. 17-0. How in the hell did I get this one wrong? Even when I said they're still going to come back and win. They're going to have a spirited second half. They'll win this game 24-17. And it's the same mistake I made with the Jets yesterday. I said, oh, don't worry about it. It's 13-3 at half. The Rams will come out. They'll be inspired. They'll win this thing going away. And we'll forget they were down 10 at halftime. Said the same thing here. Oh, they'll figure it out. And when they hit Clay Chase Poole and he went down the sideline, I said, here it is. Here it comes. Here comes the avalanche. And I thought he was going to score in that play. That's a great tackle by William Jackson to not allow him in the end zone there. I think it was William Jackson. Might have been my guy, the safety out of Wake Forest. I can't think of his name. It'll come to me eventually. But I said, here comes the avalanche. And they scored. And, you know, what a big stop was when they got down there the second time and they couldn't get in. And they had to settle for the field goal. That was a massive stop. Because if they ever got that thing to 17-14, you start looking over your shoulder and you know, here they come. But 17-10, you still feel like, all right, we're good. And you responded, and this is what I'm talking about with the defense. You could talk about the turnovers in the first half. Okay, the offense has rattled off 10 straight. Where's the turnover? Where's the 3 and out? Hell, where's the stop? They march it right down the field, and you let Ryan MF Finley run in a touchdown from like 25 yards out. What? Where's the psychological sense in that, player? You need to go wash your face and get your damn mind right. Unbelievable. For all this talk about this defense, Giovanni Bernard had a really good game. 25 carries, 89 yards, I think it was. 83 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 through the air. I wasn't impressed. I haven't been impressed. And I've said this even when you were undefeated. I did not think we would get to this point, though, where the Cleveland Browns, you're going to lose next week to Indianapolis. Oh, you're going to lose that game. And literally the division is going to come down to week 17. Never thought we would be here. But it's amazing that it's come full circle, because even when you were winning games and you were undefeated, I said, and I think I might have said it after the Dallas game. I said, something's not right with this Steelers offense. Something's not right. I said, it's the same thing I said about the Rams, I think. And I think I said it about one more other team offensively. But I know specifically I said it about Pittsburgh. I said, something's not right with this offense. But I can't quite put my finger on it. Something's not right. I didn't know what. I still don't. Other than the fact that they can't run the football. They ran it tonight. I would like to actually see more Benny Snell. Thought they got too pass happy. How about that sequence before the 2-minute warning when you had a chance to tie it up? 3 passes? How about running it with Benny Snell? That's really, honestly speaking, if we gonna keep it a buck with one another, that was the best offense you had all night, was running it with Benny Snell. And you just gonna line Ben up and just chuck it, as if Ben had it going tonight. And I remember vividly, it was definitely the Cowboys game. Vividly saying, after that game and repeating myself multiple times for at least 3 or 4 weeks thereafter, and ever since, really, something's wrong. Something's not right with this Steelers offense. And I got a bunch of Steelers fans telling me different things. Oh, it's Randy Fichtner, and when Ben gets to call his own plays, this offense is so much better. It's no running game. They refuse to run it. You know, it's the offensive line. It's all these excuses. Look, I don't know what it is. I know when the game was on the line, 4th and 10, both your tackles got their ass whooped. A core 4 on one side and Villanueva on the other. They had a meeting at Ben. But his arm got hit. That's why the ball sailed. Not to make any excuses for Ben. He was funky as hell tonight. He stunk. I thought the officials missed some calls. The play Ebron got hurt on, that's pass interference. How much earlier does the defender need to get there for you to see that? Plain and simple. Plain as day. It's pass interference. What the hell are you looking at? Now, the one down the field where Chase Claypool is falling down and the defender might have gotten there early, I was cool with them not throwing the flag there. You know, it's 3rd and 10, bruh. Why are you chucking it 55 yards down the field into triple coverage? Why? It's 3rd and 10. How about you get 5 and set up a 4th and 5? Just a thought. Every single one of those passes that they attempt, except the one on 1st down where Ben had 8 minutes to throw and then rolls out and throws the pass on the sidelines that's incomplete. Every one of those throws was past the sticks. And there's nothing wrong with that. But look, we're in a situation where you got the 2-minute warning. The clock's going to stop regardless. You don't have to use your timeout. Just find the 1st down. Find some yards. 3 yards, 4 yards. It doesn't matter. Just don't be in 4th and 10. Because you haven't been good enough all season, really, for that matter, in those types of situations. But whatever. Got to credit Cincinnati, too. I don't want to sit here and make this all about the Steelers, because Cincinnati forced the issue tonight. They pushed the envelope, and the Steelers thought they were going to show up, and Cincinnati was going to lay down. They thought with Ryan Finley at quarterback, they stood no chance. And so they showed up, and the Cincinnati Bengals showed out. And they got, I told you, bullies don't like being smacked in the mouth, man. They don't respond to it. You hit a bully in the mouth, and a lot of times they cower. They got smacked, did Cincinnati, and their reflex, just like on Friday after next, when Dede smacked My man, I forgot the holy moly. When he smacked him, and he just smacked him back in his face. He's, I'm sorry, buddy. That's just reflex. When you smack a bully in the mouth, a lot of times this is what happens right here. I'm like at the point with Pittsburgh now. Look, they're a playoff team. I don't know if they'll figure it out before the postseason. It doesn't matter whether they win a division or don't win a division, home or away. This team isn't capable of beating anybody in the AFC of note right now. Doesn't matter if they're the 2 seed or the 3 seed or the 5 seed or the 7 seed or whatever seed. They aren't capable of beating anyone in the AFC playoff picture right now as it stands. That includes a Ravens team that they swept this season. They play them right now, they lose. They play the Dolphins right now, they lose. They play the Colts, the Titans, who they've already beaten this season, they lose. They're not good enough to beat anybody on the AFC side of the bracket right now. But back to Cincinnati for a second before we get to the Steelers and then I start taking some comments. At the end of the day, Zach Taylor might have just saved his job. I know a lot of Bengals fans that want no parts of Zach Taylor past this season. 2 weeks from now, they want Zach Taylor fired. Immediately after Week 17's contest, they would like to have the Bengals in a running for a new head coach. I don't know if this win is big enough to do it or not. But obviously this victory shows that this team hasn't quit on their head coach. If nothing else, this team hasn't quit. No Joe Burrow, all the excuses in the world. Your best receiver goes down early in this ball game. Your left tackle goes down a few weeks ago. Your star running back has been gone since week 8. You've had every excuse to quit. You've gotten your ass run the last 3 weeks or so. You haven't scored double-digit points in God knows how long. You had every right to come into this game limp, flaccid, dead. And you came in full of life, full of fight, and took it to a team that all they thought they had to do was show up. That was impressive. Now, again, I don't know if this one victory undoes all of the dysfunction that has surrounded this organization with Zach Taylor as coach. And Lord knows there's been a lot of dysfunction that has come out of that building since he's taken over. But this is a massive step towards him getting one more opportunity, which I know a lot of Bengals fans do not want to see. This is a big win. They showed you all the stats about the dominance of the Steelers over the Bengals over the years. This is a big win, man. Humongous win. They may need to finish up strong. They may need to win one more game. Continue to show fight, but I don't know, man. That might have been the one that saves his job. We'll see. I was looking at him as a goner after the season. But maybe he's not. I can tell you this, the defense came out with a purpose, with a sense of purpose. Defense came out and established that, hey, we not with the bullshit tonight. We ain't with that little brother shit. We here to play ball. And it was apparent early on. They were hitting. One thing I can always say about Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, throw the records out the window. These boys hit when these two teams meet. Some serious collisions are going to take place. You throw in Monday Night Football and somebody's liable to get hurt. I'm glad nobody got carried off on a stretcher tonight. But usually when these two teams meet, something like that takes place. There's a vicious hit. There's a flags. There's a bunch of brouhahas. There may be an ejection or two. When these two teams meet on Monday night in Cincinnati, usually shit goes awry. And we were close on a number of different occasions to this thing taking a sharp turn in the wrong direction, okay? These two teams do not like each other. They're usually physical with one another. And I thought Cincinnati brought all the juice tonight. They brought all of the juice. They wanted all of the smoke. And somebody once told me, a wise man once told me, where there's smoke, God damn it, there's some fire. There is some fire. We know where it's coming from. That Pittsburgh Steelers team right now is on fire. They need someone to extinguish this fire before it's too late. And they lose the division. They lose their standing. It's too late for them to be bounced from the playoffs. Even if they lose out and go 11-5, they swept Baltimore. And they've got a better AFC record than most of the teams vying for a playoff spot. So they're good. But I can tell you right now, when I look at this team in the Pittsburgh Steelers, they are missing something on offense. This defense is fine. I know they got some injuries. The defense wasn't the reason they lost this game. They did not play up to their full capability, though. You know, one of the biggest misnomers in this league is that in sudden change of possession, you got to give it up. Oh, man. You know, I hear this all the time, whether it's Washington or I'm watching another team and the fans are, oh, the offense was horrible. They turned it over. Well, guess what? The defense still has a shot. Whether they turn it over and they got 2 yards of green grass to defend, 15, 30, or 70, you still got a chance to stop the other team from getting in the end zone. And no matter what kind of position the offense puts you in, as a defense, you have pride about yourself. You go out there and you try to get a stop no matter where you are. And the first time that the Steelers turned it over, the defense did that. They came on the field. They got a stop. They forced a field goal. Bravo. That's what you're supposed to do. But the next 2 times, you gave it up. You gave it up. That's bullshit. Pick your offense up. They're struggling. Pick them up. They couldn't do it. This team, not just the offense, something's wrong with the offense, and I've been talking about that for the last 2 months. But this team, something's wrong with this team. And Cincinnati sensed it. They took advantage, and those boys wanted it tonight. Mackenzie Alexander's a clown, though. I can't let that ride. All right? I cannot let that shit ride. This man gets a pick, and he high steps out of bounds. Then he breaks up a pass, and he wants to pose, style, and profile in the man's face. He broke up the next pass in his defense. But he's a clown-ass dude for that. Anyway, Cincinnati wanted this one more than Pittsburgh did. They did. You could tell. They wanted this one more. Their quarterback was willing to take hits. I mean, he was getting his ass whooped. And you know, I told you I love these hot mics, man. And Finley ran one out to the left side and into the red zone. And you could hear Steelers, I think it was Steelers cornerback Steven Nelson saying, hey, y'all gonna get his ass killed. and sure enough, after that play, big ass Ryan Finley got up and he was grimacing. You can't tell if he's tired, and so that's a tired grin. If he's wincing in pain, or if he's laughing, they all look the same. He was like, and he was walking a little gingerly. I was like, yeah, you keep taking some more of them shits, you won't finish this damn game. And then on that one completion of AJ Green, It's AJ Green. Man, that dude took a hellacious shot. One to the ribs, one to the back, and one to the throat. And you know, I forgot what game I was watching yesterday. I said, it's so unfair how they treat these bum-ass quarterbacks in the league. I can't remember what game I was watching. It might have been Saturday, actually. I don't think it was Saturday, because I don't think it was Drew Lock. I can't remember what game I was watching. But I remember saying, that's not right. Because it was a bum-ass quarterback. I remember because the guy hit that quarterback low. No flag. Might have been Drew Lock. But I don't consider Drew a bum-ass quarterback, but it might have been Drew. Anyway, I remember saying, that's not right. Had that been Rodgers, Breeze, Brady, Roethlisberger, you're getting a flag thrown there, man. You got to protect the bum-ass quarterbacks too, man, just like you would a regular quarterback. Ryan Finley almost lost his life on that hit. His soul was almost taken from him. You know, I always talk about crushing somebody's windpipe, you know, stepping on somebody's larynx. Well, he literally got a forearm to his larynx. They tried to literally crush his larynx and his ribs, and no flag. Like, how, if that was Breeze, Brady, Rodgers, Roethlisberger, Mahomes, that's a flag. And don't tell me it's not. But because it's Ryan Finley, it's okay? If that's Cam Newton, that's not a flag either. They're not protecting his ass either. That's okay? Seriously, y'all got to stop with that, man. Anyway, big win for Cincinnati. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the Bengals. They came out and they fought. They wanted this one and they went out and got it. Big ups to them, man. I don't know. I don't know about the Steelers, man. I really don't know. This one was all the shit that I talked. It was because of everything that I had seen. When I tell you, and I just ran down the list. Cincinnati's last 3 or 4 games, I can't tell you the last time they've scored double figures. 9 against Washington, 7 against Miami, 7 against Dallas. Like, I don't know. I didn't know where the points were going to come from with Ryan Finley at quarterback. The man had 89 yards passing tonight. I didn't know where the points was going to come from. So, obviously, I didn't expect this outcome. But I said, this is a get-right game for the Steelers. You know, this is why I question how good the Steelers are. Because 2 things were supposed to come out of this game. 3, actually. 3. 1, stay healthy. Iron out some kinks. Right? Stay healthy and iron out some kinks. You lose Ebron in this game. You lose T.J. Watt, or not T.J. Watt, his brother, forgot his name, the other Watt. And you didn't fix anything. Only thing you might have fixed is the drops. You didn't have those in this game. Offense still looks anemic. Run game still an issue, even though I thought you ran it a little bit more effectively than you gave yourself credit for and didn't run it enough, to be honest with you. But you didn't fix anything. But number 1 was stay healthy, fix some shit. Number 2, get some confidence back. You lost 2 in a row. You need your swag back. This is the perfect game to get your swag back. Run it up on these boys. 37-7. 38-6. Run it up on these boys. And then 3, get a win. Let's stop the bleeding. Get a win. You accomplished none of those things. I watched the Jets, or the Seattle Seahawks, in a similar spot. They were struggling, had lost 2 in a row. They needed a pick-me-up. The Jets were on the schedule, and those boys said, whoo, whoo, whoo. Couldn't have come at a better time, man. Really appreciate that, yo. Seriously. Beat those boys 40-3. Got their swag back, got some guys healthy, ran up the score, fixed some shit. Made it 2 in a row this week, beat Washington. That's what this game was supposed to be for you. Everybody's using Cincinnati in that fashion. Washington was 2-7. They were struggling. They had lost like 3 in a row. Couldn't get right. Cincinnati showed up. 20-9, get right game. They won 4 in a row. Dallas couldn't get out of there. They were one of the laughing stocks of the league. I was enjoying myself thoroughly laughing at Dallas. Cincinnati showed up and gave these boys confidence. Now, Chris Collinsworth thinks that they're the best team in the NFC East. 30-7. Everybody's using Cincinnati as a get-back game and get right. And you couldn't do the same. I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm lost. I probably shouldn't be, though, because we've been seeing this coming for a while. Honestly, if we're going to keep it a buck with one another, this has been coming since the Cowboys game. The Cowboys had Garrett Gilbert. Garrett Gilbert. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. Garrett Gilbert at quarterback. And had these boys on the ropes in the 10th round. Saved by the bell on a pass interference call that wasn't. They went back to their corner. The trainers splashed some water on his face. Wake the hell up. It's the damn Dallas Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert at quarterback. What are you doing? And they found a way to win the game. But you should have known then. Some shit going on here that's not right. Okay? They found a way in the 11th and 12th rounds. Those are the championship rounds. To come out on top. They won the game. And everybody swept it under the rug. Oh, they're fine. It's the Steelers. They found a way to win. They're undefeated. You should have known then some shit was wrong. You had no business struggling with the Gilbert-led Dallas Cowboys. And you did. You should have known then. That's the game where I said, something's not right. I can't put my finger on it. But, you know, when you're winning, people like to ignore stuff. I told you, deodorant is the best. It is the best. Deodorant is the best. I don't know what the hell it is. Somebody told me that once before. I forgot it already. Winning is the best deodorant. That's what it is. Wise man once told me winning is the best deodorant. It can cover up a lot of funk. I once had a cousin. I shouldn't tell you this. But y'all don't know my cousin, so it don't matter. I had a cousin. Nasty as hell. Nasty son of a bitch. Didn't like to take baths. Had a nasty ass job. Every day. Go to work. Work hard. Stinking, funky, nasty. Would not take a bath. You know what he would do? He would put on pounds of cologne every day. It wasn't until he got a big ass rash on his body from sheer nastiness of not taking a bath that he decided, you know what, I should probably take a damn bath. Moral of the story is, deodorant and pounds of cologne don't cover up the stench of funk. And he used to stink. He smelled like fresh funk. Nothing can substitute for a good old-fashioned bath. Soap and water. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, after that Cowboys game, I said, you know, I've been letting this slide all season long. Something isn't right. You keep putting on deodorant and a bunch of cologne, and you think that I smell your bullshit. It stinks. You keep covering it up with Polo Blue. But I smell your shit through the Polo Blue. I smell it. You stink. You need a bath. You need to wipe this shit clean. They said, nah, we good, man. We just going to put on. We just going to put on a little bit more cologne. We'll be all right. But you just sweated today. Nah, we good. I just wipe it down with my towel. Put on some more cologne. You'll never know the difference. Shit's coming to roost now. They need a bath. They need one bad. Anyway, I digress. Got some super chats. Want to take these real quick. Let's see. Brendan McCloskey. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Brendan McCloskey writes, I think Washington broke Pittsburgh, bruh. Nah, they were struggling. We just opened the Pandora's box. That's it. They were already struggling. If it wasn't us, it was gonna be somebody else. It was gonna be Buffalo. If it wasn't us, it was gonna be Buffalo, or it's gonna be somebody was gonna open Pandora's box. We just happened to open it first. Got another one here from Vincent Cole. Thank you for the super chat, Vincent Cole. Greatly appreciate you. Vincent Cole writes, Texas interviewing Jim Caldwell. Good fit? Yeah, because Jim knows offense. Jim knows offense. And I look at Deshaun Watson, I'm like, you need somebody that understands your skill set and what you bring to the table and can maximize it, and Jim Caldwell can do that. Silver V. Thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. My man Silver Villains writes, so many said that one loss would be good for an undefeated team. Well, that theory is no good. It's been a downhill for the Steelers ever since. Yeah. You know, normally when you're a legit team, though, that one loss is a good thing because there's a lot of pressure that begins to mount when you become an undefeated team and we get later into the season. We get into week 12 and 13 and you're still undefeated. That pressure starts to mount. And now it's that extra added pressure that you don't need to bear as a team that starts to weigh on your players. And so guys go out trying to be perfect and mistakes get made that way. So, you know, every team that I've heard from, you know, whether I'm watching America's Game or I'm listening to somebody on a dominant team, every team that I've heard say that is like, man, the best thing that could have happened to us was losing that game. Nobody wants to lose. Trust me, you'd love to go, you know, in today's NFL 19-0. You know, you'd love to do that. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of pressure that comes with being undefeated. A lot of responsibility that comes with being undefeated. And the sooner you get that target off your back and you can exhale and just go out and play ball, the better it usually is. But if you're not really that team, then a loss eats away at your confidence. If you're a team, you're 12-0, you're 13-0, and you finally lose a game, and you're really that team, you just swat that off and you say, all right, don't worry, we'll bounce back. That's some bullshit, but we'll bounce back. You pissed off and you bounce back. When Carolina was 13-0 going into that game against the Atlanta Falcons, and they lost to the Falcons, they bounced back the next 2 weeks. Took care of business. I think they might have even been 14-0, whatever they were. They just bounced back the next week, took care of business, and kept it moving and steamrolled teams in the playoffs. Got right to the Super Bowl. If you that team, that one loss isn't going to hurt you. It's usually a pressure releaser. But this team they're not that team. So it really hurt them. Got another one from Vincent Cole. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Vincent Cole. Greatly appreciate you. My man Vincent Cole writes, would you be down for Washington football team getting Curtis Samuel? I actually would pass on that. I think they're going to try to go after him because of his ties to Carolina and his familiarity with the offense. I'm not a Curtis Samuel fan. I'm good on him personally, but I think our organization is going to try to go after him, unfortunately. Let's see. Got another super chat here from Lurtz of Orthanic. Thank you for the super chat, Lurtz of Orthanic, who writes, last week I said Steelers didn't look Super Bowl caliber. You said, nah, if they lose to Cincy, come back around. Here we are with a collapse from 11-0. Yeah, I was dismissive because I didn't think this was going to happen. I didn't think we would be here talking about a Steelers loss. And, I always say, I bet any amount of money. And usually I say that when I'm damn near certain. There's no such thing as 100% certainty with the NFL. Can't be. We saw it this week. Not once, but twice. There's no such thing as certainty in the NFL. But I was 99.9999999% sure that they were going to win this game. Same with the Rams over the Jets. And that 0.00000000000.000000001 happened. That's the NFL, man. I mean, it really is. I didn't think we would be here, Alerts. I didn't. I really didn't. But here we are. Lost to Cincinnati, 11-3. 3 losses after starting 11-0 later. Here we are. And the Browns are like, Birdman hand rub. Oh, my goodness. Alerts of Authentic, thank you for doubling up. Double up. Thank you for doubling up. Alerts of Authentic, who writes, Dr. Lou, you prescribed 1 good dose of Get Right Game after their 2 losses. Dumbass Steelers ignored doctor's orders and took Flintstone vitamins instead. 10 million strong and growing. Hey, hold up, time out. Let me get a 30-second though. On that Flintstone vitamins, if you 30 plus, you took Flintstone vitamins growing up. Be honest. They were nasty as shit too, okay? The grape, the orange, all of them shits was nasty. But on some reals, if you 30 plus, your mom gave you Flintstone vitamins growing up. I won't allow you to lie to me, okay? I did prescribe them a dose of Get Right here. Right here. They ignored doctor's orders, like you said, man. And I told you, I didn't sleep at a Holiday Inn last night, and I'm no doctor. And I didn't play one on TV. But this was supposed to be a Get Right game. Just take it and shut up. And they didn't do it. We don't need no Get Right game. Okay, fine. Don't take it. See where it gets you. Chauncey Davis. Thank you for the super chat, Chauncey Davis. Greatly appreciate you, my man Chauncey writes, Hey Lou, Ryan Finley is tailor-made for Scott Turner's offense. I watched him 2 years at NC State. He's a poor man's Alex Smith. Not as a starter, but he don't turn it over. Ryan Finley is not a starter in this league. I think you kind of stated that. I watched him at NC State too. He's cool. He's all right, but he's not real. You know? That's what kind of makes this loss even more hurtful, is that he's all right, but he's not real. Like, just to give you a little bit of context of how we got to Ryan Finley in this game. Joe Burrow gets hurt. Ryan Finley's the backup. He comes in against Washington and is so awful that Zach Taylor says, hey, you go to the bench. And they promote the 3rd string quarterback, Brandon Allen, and say, you start. Okay, I've seen enough of Finley. He stinks. Brandon Allen comes in, and he plays okay against Miami. He plays okay against Dallas, but turnovers and mistakes and things of that nature, they didn't score 10 points in either of those games. He gets hurt against Dallas, this Brandon Allen, and that's how Ryan Finley got back in. So that tells you all you need to know about how they really feel about Ryan Finley. They didn't think they had a chance in hell of winning this game with Ryan Finley at quarterback. And yet somehow they pulled it off. Let me repeat to you. The man had less than 100 yards passing. That's really hard to do in today's NFL. It's extremely hard to do that if you play all 4 quarters. And don't turn the ball over. Really hard to do. Let's see. I think that's all the super chats we got. Now let's get to some comments. And I know some of the comments at the top got erased because there's so many comments coming in. If you want your comment read, come back around and hit it again. I know my man Captain Spartan had commented a couple of times. I know he said it was an embarrassing game and that he said he didn't think they should go to the playoffs. He don't even want to go to the playoffs. Don't overreact. You want to go to the playoffs. But it is an embarrassment. Captain Spartan says, I'll watch this on rewind, but just know I'm highly upset. Embarrassment is not a good word enough to describe this. I seriously can't put my frustrations into words. You sound like Sean McVay from yesterday when they lost to the Jets. You're speechless when you lose a game like this. You're speechless. Or members of the Beehive call it breathless. Or is it speechless? Speechless, right? Isn't that the Beyonce song? I think it's speechless. Yeah, speechless. Anyway. See. Asan Moore says, Ryan Finley looked nice today. I wouldn't explain his performance today as nice. I wouldn't describe it that way. He looked functional. Let's call it that. Steelers defense is not the same due to the injuries. I'd agree with that, though. Still got to find a way to shut down Ryan Finley. Not saying, just saying. Anyway. Asan Moore also says, the defense for the Bengals played nice, and they were popping dudes around. The Bengals did a lot of showboating in this game, and it made me laugh because the Steelers were losing. Yeah, you know, when you're 2-10-1, these opportunities don't come around very often. So when you get a chance to start styling and profiling, you're going to take advantage of it. I thought they at times crossed the line. I talked about Mackenzie Alexander just really, really overstepping his boundaries on one of them. But at the end of the day, those boys were playing with confidence and swag tonight. And the Steelers at no point took that away from them. This is why you cannot allow bad teams to hang around. The longer they hang around, the more confidence they gain, the more they think they are supposed to be playing at the same level as you are. Now they think they can win. I always urge good teams to jump on bad teams early. Jump on them early. Let them know this is not this type of party today. It is not that type of party. We are not equals. We do not look the same. We do not play the same. We are not the same. Just need you to understand that right now. Seattle didn't do that to the Giants. The Rams didn't do it to the Jets. The Steelers did not do it to the Bengals. This is your end result. The Titans didn't do it to the Bengals earlier this season. You have to let teams know that are inferior to you that you are, in fact, inferior to me. Off the rip. If you don't, and we get into the second quarter and they're getting comfortable and they look up at the scoreboard and they're up 10-0 or they're up 10-3 or it's 7-3 and they're like, I thought these dudes were supposed to be nice. Man, F them. We can beat them. Now you got to fight on your hands. Even if you win, now you got to fight on your hands. Sammy J12 says, damn, the Steelers fans are mad as F. Worst 11-0 team of all time looking right. And you know the crazy part is, they took over the stadium tonight. It was more Steelers fans there than Bengals fans. But that's everywhere. The Steelers fans do that in anybody's stadium. So, you know, that's not saying much. Got a super chat here from my man Derek B, who writes, first of all, thank you for the super chat, Derek B, who writes, damn, Lou, we broke the Steelers. I'm hearing a lot of that tonight. I don't think we broke them. I think we exposed them because these things that we're seeing, all these signs were here all along. Now, the Bud Dupree injury, massive. The week before we got him. The Spillane injury and the Vince Williams injury both happened in our game. So that hurt him too. But all of these signs have been here. Like I said, we've been ignoring them because they've been winning games. But once that first loss happened, everybody wanted to talk about the lack of running ability for the Steelers. Well, they ain't been running all year. You just going to bring it up now because they lost a game? Yeah, we just noticed. Oh, I bet. You haven't been paying attention because they've been winning. They ain't been running the ball since week 6. So, a lot of these ills have been there, and I think the losing is bringing everything to the forefront now. Anyway, let's see. Gregory Lightbody says, Washington is a better defense and second half team compared to the Steelers. We're definitely a better second half team than most teams in the league. We got one of the biggest point differentials in the second half of any team in the league. So that's not saying much. The Steelers would probably fall into that category as well. However, I don't know if I would say we're a better defense. Healthy. They're healthy. We're healthy. We're not a better defense than the Steelers. I don't think that's the case. But we're coming. Asan Moore says, I think the Steelers lose their next 2 games because they are playing awful. Also, they made Ryan Finley look like Patrick Mahomes slinging the ball across the field and running for a touchdown. Again, slow down. Slow down with the Patrick Mahomes and made Ryan Finley look like that. Ryan Finley looked like Ryan Finley tonight. The only difference is he got off on those boys with his legs. But Ryan Finley still looked like Ryan Finley. Open receivers, overshooting them. You know, no. He still looked like Ryan Finley. He gets out to his left, and he's got a wide open receiver down the field, and he pulls the string on it, and that ball short hops the receiver who's wide ass open on a 3rd down. He still looked like Ryan Finley. Let's not over exaggerate. There is a chance they lose their next 2 games. At home versus Indianapolis, at Cleveland. Very losable football games. I gotta read that one. I got a super chat first, so I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to that. Chauncey Davis. Double up. Thank you for doubling up, Chauncey Davis. Greatly appreciate you, my man. Chauncey writes, Lou, you and your family have a blessed Xmas. My wife wanted to know who is that you watching on the computer and YouTube. I appreciate what you do. Thanks. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, and likewise to you and yours, man. I really hope that you and yours and everyone out there, for that matter, have a blessed, safe, fun, and enjoyable Christmas holiday. Enjoy it. We're going to see the lights tomorrow. And I just urge you to spend time with your loved ones, man. I always take this time around Christmas and New Year's to really, appreciate all those that are around me. And so I usually extend that net out to you guys as well, because you're like extended family for me. So I wish nothing but the best for all of you guys out there, and enjoy Christmas with the ones you love, and can't wait to chop it up with you guys down the road. Looking forward to having a lot of fun with you guys in the future as well. Really appreciate you, Chauncey. Thank you so much. Lertz of Orthanic, thank you for tripling up. Greatly appreciate you. Lertz of Orthanic writes, is Juju done with TikTok dances after that fumble? Nah. He ain't done. That's who he is. I wish people would quit trying to change that young fella. It's who he is. He likes to have fun. Again, this wasn't a problem. He's been doing it all season long, It didn't become a problem until they started losing games. It was fun. You know, every time you'd watch a game before the Steelers play on primetime, they'd chronicle the receivers or Juju Smith-Schuster, and they talk about how much fun this team is having and how jovial of a group this is. And now they're losing, and now the narrative switches to, hey, Juju Smith-Schuster better stop dancing on teams' logos. He does it every game, home, away, it doesn't matter. That's his shtick. Leave the man alone and let him do what it is he does. He's having fun. Let's see. Gotta go back up here to this comment that made me laugh. Oh, man. I gotta find it first. Let's see. Did I pass it already? Yeah, I did pass it. I got to go back up and find it. Here it is. Here it is. First of all, I love the name. That's what caught me off guard first, and then I read the comment, and it made me laugh. Western Union Condominium Concierge Desk. Why are you at work? Why are you at work giving the Steelers a hard time, man? Why are you passing off smoke from work? Western Union Condominium Concierge Desk. What it do, Lou? This is the Black L.A.B. I'm on the work computer, LOL. I think we already discovered that. He says, the Steelers are fake tough guys? So he's alluding to a conversation we had on the podcast last week about real tough guy playoff teams and fake tough guy playoff teams. All right. I didn't think I would do this, but the Steelers appear to be a fake tough guy right now. Absolutely. They do. It's hard for me to buy into that, but I've told you guys this. I can't remember how many times now. This is a Janet Jackson league. What have you done for me lately? Doop, doop, ooh, yeah. And of late, the Steelers ain't done shit. They ain't done a damn thing. So, as of right now, again, what did I say at the top of the show? The Steelers right now, as it stands, playing the way that they're playing right now, and this could change next week or the week after that. This could be a totally different team 2 weeks from now, and they could be playing back at the level that they were playing earlier in the season when they were running teams. But right now, after 3 straight losses, and one of them coming to the previously 2-10-1 Cincinnati Bengals, and Ryan Finley, I might add, they look like fake tough guys. I said at the top of the show, I don't think they can beat a single team in the conference right now that's in the playoff hunt. They can't beat anybody in the playoffs. Miami, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Kansas City, Tennessee. None of those teams. Cleveland. I'll extend it out to Baltimore. They can't beat any of those teams. If the playoffs started right now, it doesn't matter where they're seated, they would lose in the first round if they played like this. And if I'm a team in the playoffs right now, I'm dying to get a piece of the Steelers. Let me at them. Come on, coach, put me in. Let me at them. So, yeah, right now they look like fake tough guys. Hassan Moore says, I asked myself during the game before halftime, what would Mike Tomlin do this time? I don't know what else you can say. He's called him JV. He said it wasn't good enough. I mean, what else can you say to motivate these dudes? There ain't really much more that can be said. Asan Moore says, the way the Steelers played tonight did not make the Bengals look like a 2-10-1 team. It made them look like a 9-5 team that's ready to go to the playoffs. Again, I wouldn't go that far, okay? Bengals played well tonight, but don't misconstrue it for the Bengals looking like a 9-5 playoff team, because that's not what I saw tonight. I saw a team that played with intensity. I saw a team that they showed flashes of being 2-10-1. But they played up to the level of the Steelers. And the Steelers more so played down to the level of the Bengals. At times, like that drive when it was 17-10, they played up to the level of the Steelers. That's when they said, all right, we got to raise our game a bit. Zach Taylor went into his read option bag of tricks, and they got in the end zone. That was a beautiful drive. But really, on the defensive side of football, I thought that their level of intensity was unmatched by the Steelers for much of the night. But make no mistake about it, their offense was not good tonight. The Cincinnati Bengals I'm referring to. They got help. Their first 17 points came off of Steeler turnovers. Now, they still had to put it in the end zone. I don't want to take that away from them. And they did. But if those were 75 and 80-yard drives that had to get in the end zone, they wouldn't have done it. Ryan Finley was incapable of putting on that kind of a clinic. Asan Moore says, maybe it was right for them to think about cutting him after that 8-8 season. Mike Tomlin is calling bad plays and the team is not playing that good on offense. Okay. Enough of that. Enough of that. Let's see. HHC Lunar. It's Bills and it's Chiefs. Those are the two best teams in the NFL. I don't disagree with that right now. I don't think I disagree with that. I don't think I disagree with that. I think that might actually be a factual statement at this point. Cody Larson says, nah, F Zach Taylor. And I don't think you're the only person you're not even a Cincinnati Bengals fan, but I don't think you're the only person that feels that way. Like, nah. We still want his ass gone. This feels good. We still want him gone, though. Well, in this league, it generally doesn't work that way. You don't usually get to have it both ways. If a guy finishes up a season strong, even if you want him fired, if he's on the fence, if they're on the fringe of moving on from him and he finishes up strong, he got a chance to save his job. We'll see. Got another super chat from my man Chauncey Davis. Thank you for tripling up, Chauncey. Really appreciate you, my man Chauncey. Writes, Lou, God forbid nothing happens to Haskins Sunday, but if it does, Alex is out. What do we do? Ron answered that question on at the presser. I think it was the presser after the game yesterday, though. So what they did was they had three quarterbacks. I don't know if y'all realize this. They had three quarterbacks active. And I didn't realize it until they had a pan shot of Dwayne on the sidelines getting ready to go in on a possession. And it was either Dwayne or it might have been, it was Dwayne. And Steven Montez was behind him with a jacket on, sitting, chilling, standing there chilling. And I said, Steve, what you doing in a uni, bruh? You got your helmet on looking crispy? What you doing with a helmet and shells on? He's like, oh, I was active today, bro. You didn't know? I was active. I said, I thought they made Tyler Heineke active. He was like, yeah, they did that, but I'm actually the number 2 tonight. Y'all didn't know that. Y'all thought I was number 3. I'm actually number 2. Tyler's number 3. Taylor, excuse me. Taylor's number 3. I was like, oh, I didn't know. He was like, yeah. So what Ron essentially said was, if something would have happened to Dwayne, they would have put in Steven Montez. If Steven looked overwhelmed by the moment, they would have went to Taylor Heineke. Heineke. But it never came to fruition. So hopefully we don't have to go down that road. My man, Everyday Flash. Oh my gosh. It's a ghost. How you been, man? Damn. It's been too long. How have you been? Everyday Flash. My guy. Whew. That name just took me back. Buffalo. Thank you for the super chat, Everyday Flash, first and foremost. That's my guy. For those of you who don't know, Everyday Flash was one of the first people on YouTube to talk to me. And I'm talking about when I was putting out videos and I was getting like 5 views. He was one of the 5, and he was one of the first people to talk to me in the comment section. And that's my guy right there. Everyday Flash. Big ups to my man, Everyday Flash, who writes Buffalo. He's a massive Buffalo Bills fan. Buffalo #2 in the AFC. Facts. Facts. You've been working, man. Hey, I'm all about it, bro. I'm happy to hear that, man. Really happy to hear. Just glad to know you're okay. Just glad to know you're all right. Hadn't heard from you in such a long time. That just warmed my heart right there. Let's see. Okay, you weren't talking to me. You was talking to somebody else. I don't even know what you're talking about, Rafael DeLuna. Craig Smith says, them boys got that stench on them, Lou. Those deficiencies were masked for more than half the season. Them days are donezo. Absolutely. And that's really what it's come to, is that they've been running from some things that weren't as apparent to the untrained or naked eye earlier in the season when they were winning. Because again, when you win, people don't actually study what the hell's going on. They just say, oh, Steelers won again, and keep it pushing. And so, you know, it was easy to not know that the Steelers had some issues. But I'm telling you, I'm watching these games, and even early in the season, and I kept saying this, something's not right. Even the Tennessee game that they won, been through 3 picks in that game. I said, something's not right. They won the game, though. Stephen Gostkowski misses from like 49 yards, and they hold on 27-24. I'm like, something's not right. But they keep winning. Okay. Cool. If you ain't going to say nothing, I ain't going to say nothing. Now it's becoming a problem. Start losing games, and this is what happens. Cody Larson says, how did he not have 100 yards passing? He had like 75 at the end of the first half. He started running. He started running in the second half. He started running in the second half. That's how. They ran. Look, they did not trust Ryan Finley to win this game. They said, you will not lose us this game. They were handing it off to Giovanni Bernard on first and second down, and on third down, they had that man running read option and pulling it. So, yeah. Assam Moore says, what is with Ryan Finley doing the stutter step every time he runs? Got no idea. Got no idea. Craig Smith says, Steelers might just snap back to the end of the year, but they gonna get these jokes today. Now look, at the end of the day, they got 2 weeks to figure it out. You know, this could be the turning point of their season right here. You know, we got all the jokes. We got all the smoke for them tonight. And, you know, the last 3 weeks, this is a culmination of the last 3 weeks. It's just not tonight. Tonight was like the icing on the cake. This was the last straw. If you can't fix it after tonight, If every guy in that locker room can't start looking inside, looking in the mirror and saying, what do I need to do personally to turn this thing around? And then come together as a collective group and say, what can we do? If they can't rally after this loss, then they're not a good team. And we might come back and look at this as the turning point of their season, and they may go on to win the damn Super Bowl for all we know. And I guarantee you, when they cut that America's game, they're going to tell you that this was the turning point of their season. This was the low point of their season. Everybody was counting us out. We started to doubt ourselves. And then they're going to talk about a players-only meeting, or they're going to talk about something that happened, and it just started to click. It would not shock me if they beat Indianapolis 36-23 next week. Look impressive. Turn Phillip Rivers over 3 times. Win the game going away. And we say that's the Steelers we thought we were going to see earlier over the last month. Wouldn't shock me if that happened. But I'm more inclined to think that Indianapolis defense is going to shut down this really, really pedestrian Steelers offensive attack. And they might not score 20 again. That's what it looks like right now on the outside looking in. But, it's a week-to-week league. You guys understand. If you've been watching long enough, you know. You know this is a week-to-week league. You look bad one week, the next week you look like a world beater. So anything could happen. Dr. Dustin B says, Tomlin walking himself right out of the Coach of the Year discussion. I didn't think he should win it anyway. I'm always more for the coach that has a lot to overcome, or a first-year guy that didn't know what he was. Like, for me, if I had a vote, my Coach of the Year right now would be Kevin Stefanski. Didn't know what the hell he was walking into. A lot of expectations for the Browns last year. They fell flat on their face. First-year head coach walking into a quarterback that a lot of people thought was broken, into a situation with a diva wide receiver. And all of these things that, you don't know what you're going to get. The Browns haven't been to the playoffs in 17 years, and he's got them knocking on the door of not only making the playoffs, but winning the damn division. If I had a vote, it'd be Kevin Stefanski. But Ron Rivera would get some votes and some consideration. Joe Judge would get some consideration, even though they're playing bad football. Now, the fact that the Giants have won 5 games and won 4 in a row at one point after starting the season off like 0-5 or 6 is a testament to what he's been able to do in New York with the Giants this year. So there would be several coaches that I think should get some real love, but it'd be Kevin Stefanski for me. Yeah, we hit our hour mark. I got 2 more comments and then we'll get out of here. And then I do want to say that it hurt my heart when I saw that Kevin Green died today. I was driving to the store and I looked down at my phone and I had a notification and it said Hall of Fame linebacker Kevin Green dead at 58. And I said, what? What happened? One of the best pass rushers I remember watching as a kid growing up. That long blonde hair flowing out of the helmet. Up until Jared Allen, most ferocious white boy I ever seen off the edge. Jared Allen was a bad, bad man coming off the edge. But before it was Jared Allen, and Keith Brooking was another guy. Not Keith Brooking, Patrick Kearney was another guy for the Atlanta Falcons that could come off the edge and get some pressure. He was a totally different dude, though. He was more of a big physical guy. But there was some other white dudes in there. But Jared Allen took the cake. But before it was Jared Allen, it was Kevin Green, man. Kevin Green off the edge was a beast. That one hurt me. And I was looking for a reason, you know? Was it COVID? Please tell me it wasn't COVID. We didn't get anything. 58 is so young. I never knew if he was sick or I've never heard that he was sick or battling anything. So it just came out of nowhere. And, you know, they read some tweets from people that were close to him, you know, Bill Cowher and Rod Woodson. They didn't seem shocked. Almost as if they knew something was wrong. He was terminally ill or something. I was shocked. I just had to say that. Kevin Green, man. May he rest in peace. Sam Moore says, from all the people who picked the Jets and Bengals to win probably got the bag. Hey, Lou, were you expecting the Bengals to pull the upset from the ways the Steelers? Nah. Nah, I didn't expect this at all. Dr. Dustin B says, calling it, if Ron wins next week, he wins Coach of the Year. Beat cancer, beat the team that fired you, and won the division from 3-13 to 2-7 from this year on a third-string quarterback. Like I said, my first vote would go to Kevin Stefanski. My second vote would go to Ron Rivera. Everything that he's endured this year, this was supposed to be a super rebuild to win the division. I get it. It's not a great division. I think that's going to ultimately hurt him. Yeah, he won the division. Look at the division. Nobody's going to want to give him credit for that. Had he won the division and went 11-5, then that's a different story. But you're going to win the division at 7-9, 8-8, if you win the division, more likely than not, one of those two records. And because of that, I think that you're going to see the coach that has had the more impressive season, that being Kevin Stefanski, be more in line to win it. But if someone told me they were voting for Ron Rivera over Kevin Stefanski, you wouldn't get any objections from me. None. Dr. Dustin B says, Ron has best odds to win the award with Miami's coach second. That's another coach, too, that deserves a lot of love. But, you know, he's in year 2, but nobody expected this type of resurgence in Miami this quickly. You saw it coming last year towards the end of the season, but you couldn't have known that it was going to happen this quick like that. Black Al B says, I said the same person for Coach of the Year, Kevin Stefanski. Yeah. That'd be my vote right now. Anyhow, thank you for all of the support. As I mentioned to you guys yesterday, I repeated here, I talked about it on the podcast, going to be an abbreviated week for me. I'm not on a bye week, so you'll still get content from me, all the Washington shows. No more podcasts for the remainder of the week. On Wednesday and Friday, we'll be back with the podcast on Monday, a fresh pod, and we'll have a lot to talk about. But I will be back, more likely than not, for the Saturday games. Maybe, maybe not. I'm not going to be home on Friday, so I know I won't get to do anything for the Vikings and Saints game. But I should be back for the 3 games on Saturday. I'll definitely be back on Sunday for the Sunday night game, and I'll be here for the Monday night game as well. So condensed week in terms of content. So I hope you and yours out there have a very beautiful Merry Christmas, man. Enjoy the holiday season. This is my favorite time of the year. I can't stress this enough. But it's made that way because of the people in my life and the family that, you know, I have, the friends that I have. And so take advantage of this, man. Nothing's promised to any of us. Enjoy these moments with your family, your friends, and your loved ones. And so from me and mine to you and yours, happy holidays. Thank you so much for all the support that you've given to the Louie T Network. And I look forward to chopping it up with you guys here in the near future. So if you haven't already done so, One last time, go ahead and sub up the Louie T Network. Turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Hit that like button if you haven't already done so. Only 77 likes. 130 of you guys out there and gals. Go ahead and hit that like button and support your man Louie T. Let's get that thing up to 80 if we can, 90, even 100 if possible. But I really appreciate you guys. Don't know what I would do without you. So with that said, I'm going to glide to the side, allow you to enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will talk to you guys later. Or as a wise woman once told me, peace.